The Apple Watch Ultra 3 promises to be the most exciting entry in Apple's robust, outdoor-going smartwatch range, and unless Apple surprises all of us, it should be launched later this year. We're anticipating the Ultra 3 to appear with a new Apple Watch Series 11 and Apple Watch SE 3, but should you be thinking about upgrading as we approach into September? After all, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is coming on for 2 years old. Last year's release was merely a new colorway with no further upgrades. So what can we anticipate from this year's Ultra 3? What are some of the interesting speculated features that could give you reason to make the leap? And what modifications aren't coming so that you could be pleased with your present model? Here are 4 reasons to consider about updating, plus a couple of reasons why you may want to pass. The Apple Watch Ultra 2's processor now falls behind the Apple Watch Series 10x1 iteration, considering that the newer chip was inserted into the latter at its debut last year. As such, a new chip in the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is assured. After all, Apple can't release its finest Apple Watch in 2025 without its best wristwatch chip. As such, we'd anticipate a new S11 SiP to debut this year, or at least the same chip utilized in the Series 10. Apple is often reticent on the specifics, but these CPUs are usually snappier and more efficient with each passing iteration. The headline Apple Watch Ultra 3 update this year should be a blood pressure and hypertension monitoring device. According to the latest speculations and leaks, this will operate similarly to Apple's sleep apnea feature, identifying increased or abnormal readings rather than delivering a particular readout. So, although this may not be a substitute for traditional blood pressure monitoring, it's a significant health boost that will make this year's model highly tempting. The Apple Watch series should transition to MediaTek modems for 2025, and one of the greatest advancements will be 5G. This will apparently be reduced capability 5G, which could substantially enhance cellular connection for the Apple Watch Ultra while you're out and about attempting to stream music, answer calls, or listen to podcasts without your iPhone to hand. All Apple Watch Ultra variants come with cellular, so you don't even have to pay extra for the privilege either, only the data plan costs. Another huge bonus communications enhancement is going to be satellite connectivity. According to sources, the Apple Watch Ultra 3 will incorporate satellite functionality much like the finest iPhones, enabling users to send off-the-grid text messages, even when they don't have any cell connection. It's conceivable this capability might be confined to calling emergency services, as it was originally on iPhone, or it could be fully fledged for sending messages, like the more sophisticated version we have on iPhone today. Apple is expected to add the more powerful OLED LTPO3 display from the Apple Watch Series 10 to its Ultra 3 for the same reasons it would improve the processor, mainly to guarantee the Ultra isn't surpassed by the Series 11. To that end, we'd anticipate the display to be up to 40% brighter when seen from an angle. The Apple Watch SE 3 is the only model anticipated for a facelift this year. While the Ultra and Ultra 2 both have unique looks, they haven't altered since launch, and the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is expected to follow this pattern. As such, if you were planning to upgrade for a new form factor, some sparkling new buttons, or a bigger display, this could come as a letdown. If you purchased an Apple Watch Ultra or Ultra 2 in the previous several years, you were probably expecting to get a good few years out of your investment. We'd anticipate the Ultra 3 to maintain the $799 price tag of its siblings, making it a huge ask for anyone but the most serial upgraders. Don't anticipate an Apple Watch Ultra 3 price decrease this year. Apple is still apparently years away from unlocking the holy grail of wristwatch development, blood glucose monitoring. It'll likely come in future editions, but there's no likelihood of it being included in the watch this year, meaning you've got a little longer to wait if this is a feature you're hanging out for. If you're in the US, there's a risk the Ultra 3 could not offer blood oxygen monitoring. Apple is in the middle of a legal fight with Masimo over the tech and hasn't been allowed to integrate it in its Apple Watch Series 10 in the US. With no evidence of the dispute being addressed, US users are facing the possibility of another year without the functionality and a new batch of Apple Watch models in September that won't signal its return. If your watch features blood oxygen monitoring, it's one function you might potentially lose if you update. Apple's continuous drive into health technology continues with the Ultra 3, which is said to integrate blood pressure monitoring for the first time. While this won't deliver accurate systolic/diastolic values like a medical cuff, it may recognize patterns suggesting increased blood pressure over time and inform users accordingly, similar to how Apple handles atrial fibrillation diagnosis. Additionally, a new S10 processor is slated to power the Ultra 3. Beyond efficiency benefits, this chip is believed to provide greater sensor accuracy and reduced power usage, which might increase battery life despite additional features. While the general robust look of the Apple Watch Ultra is expected to stay unaltered, sources predict the Ultra 3 will feature a slightly larger 2.12-inch display, which is around 10% bigger than the current edition. This would boost visibility for fitness data and maps, coinciding with the Ultra's appeal to outdoor athletes and adventurers. Earlier speculations concerning micro-LED display technology offering increased brightness, efficiency, and smaller panels have apparently been postponed until at least 2026. So for now, customers can anticipate the continuance of Apple's high-end OLED displays, perhaps with modifications to peak brightness and outdoor readability. One of the most interesting speculated upgrades to the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is the inclusion of 5G connection and satellite-based messaging. This twofold breakthrough might considerably enhance the Ultra's utility in locations where standard networks are poor or non-existent, ideal for hikers, explorers, and people operating in remote situations. The introduction of satellite messaging, similar to the emergency SOS function on previous iPhones, is believed to enable users to send basic messages without cellular or Wi-Fi access. Combined with improved 5G speed, this move hints to Apple's overall intention to make the Watch Ultra a more independent communication tool, further lowering dependency on a linked iPhone. Given Apple has kept with basically the same design across its first 10 years of wristwatch manufacture, it would be unexpected if the firm was contemplating substantial changes for the appearance of the Watch Ultra 3. However, there is one eyebrow-raising rumor concerning its look. According to the supply chain industry research company TrendForce, the next model will be even larger than the Apple Watch Ultra 2 with its massive 1.93-inch display. The study, from December 2023, so a long time ago, suggests the Apple Watch Ultra 3 screen would increase roughly 10%, coming in at 2.12 inches. The current model already feels huge on the wrist. Our wearables expert Kate Kozuch talks of the need to occasionally take it off at night for a decent night's rest, so that seems like a bold step. But it's not apparent at this moment how much of that size increase can be accomplished by lowering the watch's bezels or whether Apple has inventive methods to decrease the weight, so it's better to maintain an open mind for now. There's also a potential that the Ultra 3 may launch with a smaller case size, akin to the Series 10, which is 1 millimeter thinner than the Series 9 and many grams lighter. One of the strangest Apple Watch Ultra 3 rumors flying around is the presence of an inbuilt camera near the watch's crown on the side of the device. This camera wouldn't be used for picture production, but rather for visual AI research, according to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman. Apple is anticipated to keep the $799 starting price for the Ultra 3, making it the flagship model for robust and high-performance wearables. The watch will likely be revealed with the iPhone 17, Apple Watch Series 11, and Apple Watch SE 3 during Apple's usual September address. Availability is likely to begin within 1 to 2 weeks following the announcement, with pre-orders perhaps commencing on the day of the unveiling. Here are some Apple Watch Ultra 3 cheat sheet. Biggest rumors. 1. Release date prediction, September 2025. 2. Price prediction, from $799 as seen in our previous videos. 3. Design. Same general design as the Ultra and Ultra 2, but maybe with a bigger 2.12-inch screen and significantly slimmer shell. An inbuilt camera embedded into the side of the device is also likely. 4. Display. A more energy-efficient display may come in the shape of micro-LED or wide-angle LTPO akin to the Series 10. 5. Chip. S10 with specialized 4-core neural engine for machine learning workloads. 6. Features. Hypertension detection, satellite connection, blood pressure monitoring, 5G cellular. 7. Battery. A bigger coil on the case rear might boost charging rates. 8. Software. Watch OS 11 or perhaps Watch OS 12. For now, it seems like the Apple Watch Ultra 3 will be a nice boost over the Apple Watch 2 with major enhancements to health features and connectivity, even if the design doesn't change all that much. Keep in mind, however, that Apple Watch improvements tend to be modest. For example, the move from the Ultra to Ultra 2 wasn't much to write home about. Will the Ultra 3 represent a larger refinement of the series? Time will tell. Still, even if Apple Watch Ultra 2 customers may not see the need to update, there might be enough here to convince Apple Watch Ultra or ordinary Apple Watch Series 9 or 10 wearers to make the step. As for when we'll see it, there's been no definite leaks yet, but our best bet is alongside the next model of the iPhone during a launch event in Cupertino in September 2025. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tech news and updates. Goodbye.